Jake Gyllenhaal may have stolen Taylor Swift's scarf and her virginity, but he has to live with this on his filmography for the rest of his life. Let's talk about it. Holy hell, where do I begin? Okay, if you've never seen Bubble Boy, it's a 2001 movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal about this kid who has no immunity, so he has to live in like a bubble, sterile atmosphere. But he falls in love with his next door neighbor girl who's his best friend, and she's getting married at Niagara Falls, and he decides to create his own like bubble suit to chase her down across the country. Story-wise, that's all you need to know, but you need to know so much more. Okay, where I think I'm going to start is what I remember hearing controversy about, but I've never actually proved it, because I was really young at the time. I just kind of accepted it for what it was. So supposedly in 2001, when this movie came out, there was a super big backlash about it because there was a boy who actually had to live in a sterile environment. And apparently, I guess the family sued or something like that, or maybe it's one of those tabloid lies. I don't know. But anyways, after all that, this movie kind of like faded into the distance. I think there may have been like a tiny cult following. If then like Comedy Central played it a couple of times, but it's heavily edited. The other thing you should probably know that even for 2001, this was, I want to say raunchy, but offensive. Like even by 2001 standards. For example, they have a nice Hindu ice cream salesman. One, he has, I believe it's Vishnu on top of his ice cream truck holding ice cream. I apologize if that's not the right god, or deity. I don't know how that works, but you know what I'm talking about. And then he hits a cow with his truck and sets out flowers, kind of like memorializing, and then a semi hits it. They go on to name a woman of Asian descent, I don't know if I can say it on here, but I'm going to. Poontang! Come to find out, the same woman is called Poonani. Please don't ban me. And there's an airplane called the Spirit of Poontang. So after taking all this into account, plus a whole lot more that I didn't even name, it got me to thinking, and it got me thinking like in a multitude of ways. Number one is, how fucking spooky is it that they kind of sort of foresaw some things? Or maybe they didn't foresee things so much as we've always had really shitty attitudes. We've just never had the opportunity, I say we, people have never had the opportunity to display their shitty attitudes. Literally, there's an entire scene of people trying to burn him in a diner for having immunities.